What's good? It's your boy Q North Star. Um, just put my son down to sleep rather, in the bed, and while he was sleeping in my arms, I was just thinking like, his life is so precious to me, and if something was to happen to him, like I don't know what I would do, and if someone did something to him, I don't know if I could like restrain myself to not hurting that individual. And in the process of me thinking this, I was going through, I don't know, I was just going through my Facebook page and stuff, and trying to delete some old messages and probably some people that I don't really talk to anymore. And then I turned on my PlayStation because I have music on it, and there's this one instrumental that puts my son to sleep, or at least it relaxes him. And I came across the people on my friends list, and there was this guy that I went to college with back in my days when I went to SUNY Cobleskill, and I used to rap back in the day. I still rap, but I don't do it like I'm trying to get a record deal now, like I did then. And he was one of my fans back then. I went by the Labyrinth Phoenix, the Genesis, and he was a big fan of mine. I mean, he loved my music, loved where I was going with it, loved what I did, what I was doing with it, and he went off into the military after college, and we met up a few times, but we didn't really get a chance to hang out. And then early in like 2011, we we hung out, and I remember he introduced me to Tiger Woods golf, and even though I sucked at it, it was fun, and we had fun, and we played it for a couple hours. We hung out and talked, and reminisced over the good days. And then I don't know. I went through a phase. I began to stop. I stopped kind of. I was going to church, but I wasn't really going to church. I began to find out that you know I was a descendant of the Israelites in the Bible, and so I kind of lost. I was starting to lose my taste for church, and one of our last conversations, why I'm kind of so somber is because I ran into one of our last conversations on Facebook. He was going through some stuff and a relationship situation, and he was second guessing, maybe this, maybe that. And in the meantime, he had invited me to go to his church, and I said, I had to work and everything, and I kind of was I did have to work, but I just, even if I didn't have to work, I probably would have said I had to work. Because I wasn't really feeling church at that point in time anymore. I didn't feel like they were being truthful with me because everything I was studying was to the contrary of Christian doctrine. All right, so long story short, about late November of 2011, around that time, probably late October, early November, I went through one of my phases. I shut down my Facebook account for like almost a month and a half, almost 2 months, and probably right after the new year in 2012, I reopened it again, and I happened to see the news story on one of the channels here, and it was him. He was on the news, and they said on it that he had been murdered. Well, he'd been killed. To me, it was murder. Um, but of course, it was a white dude who did it. So he got 10 years for taking someone's life. He was a good friend of mine, and I found our last conversations, and I was just thinking back how I felt about my son. What if something happened to him? What if I couldn't hold him anymore? What if I couldn't touch him, kiss his forehead, hold his little hands that look like a miniature version of my hands? What if I couldn't do that anymore? And it kind of hit me. You know, I really cared for James. You know what I'm saying? And he was like a brother to me. And I really admired the fact that when I decided to switch up my style from just this wild MC to being conscious, he was one of the few people that still continue to support and listen to my music and give me honest critique. Um, but it brought me back to the moment when I found out that he had died. And the thing about it that I guess always makes me feel really guilty. On my on my PlayStation, I sent him a request. I even asked about it in one of our last conversations. I was like, yo, I sent you a request on PlayStation. How come you haven't accepted it? He's like, I haven't been on it. I've been busy. And I remember sending him a text. This is when I had my Facebook closed, so I didn't know what was going on. And I sent him, it wasn't a rude text, but it was kind of like, come on, man. Why haven't you accepted me on PlayStation yet? And then when I found out he had died, and when he had died, it was during the time I had my Facebook shut down. So it was like I felt this big. And in that conversation, we were exchanging what instrumentals we were listening to and what made us just relax. And one of them was Lost Ones by Jay-Z. I'm not a Jay-Z fan by no stretch of imagination, but I just like the beat. And he introduced me to it. And I just was like, wow, how fitting is that instrument, the name of that instrumental, Lost Ones. And, it saddens me, but, it puts things in perspective. While I was sitting here tripping over some stupid PlayStation friend requests that hadn't been accepted, even now it still says it's pending. And the reason why I haven't deleted it is because I want it always for me to, as a reminder that life is so precious, life is so short, and you can kiss someone on the cheek now, 5 minutes ago, and 5 minutes later, that person could be gone forever. And it hurts because I took life for granted in that moment in time. We're both young. I think I was older than him by a couple months. We both should be 31 right now. But he ceased to exist. The world keeps going. No one outside of me and probably his friends, other friends and family really care. And it's a shame because we didn't get a chance to link up, and we always talked about it. We always talked about, yo, we gotta link up. Yeah, man, we got. And we only linked up once, and it was a few months before he died. And I just remember how much fun we had, and we even said I was in the process of trying to find me and my girlfriend at the time, but wife, was in the process of trying to find a house. And I remember saying, yo, when I get the house, man, when we get this house, come on over, come on through, man. We can hang out. I got a man cave, because we were in the process of trying to get the house. So we were going to get it. It was just a matter of time. And it's just like that. And I remember when I found out, man, my heart just dropped. Because I was upset. Because I'm like, yo, I ain't heard off my man in a minute. Like, what's going on? Because, most people I met at Cobble Skill, they don't talk to me no more. But I was just, thinking to myself, yo, it's really good. We was cool. Now you don't talk, And just the child, I won't say childish, but the trivial things. And then you don't really understand. It doesn't put things in perspective until you get hit in the stomach by finding out that your friend was ran over by a drunk driver. And that's what really pisses me off. Because if it would have been James who ran over that white dude, he wouldn't have got 10 years. He wouldn't have got 10 years. He would have probably got 25, probably life. But that just goes to show what America really thinks about, black folks and black people in general. And, but anyways, I just wanted to share this story, and hopefully it'll put some things in perspective, because if you have someone you care about, someone you love, someone you cool with, someone's like your brother, like your sister, enjoy every moment, man, because I'm telling you that the last time we hung out, I mean, it's forever etched in my brain, and I really, really, really have fun. We had fun. We talked about linking up, like I said, time and time again. He was busy, I was busy. Don't let this world keep you from good people, man. Because when good people go, they gone forever. So, that's really all I had to say. I mean, I haven't put out a video in a minute. I've done videos, I just haven't posted them. But I felt this was really more relevant stuff than I've done in the past. And, real sobering, real hard-hitting, at least to me, because it really put life in perspective, and it really shows you just how fragile life can be, and how easy life can be taken away in an instant. Life can just be gone. And all I can say is rest in peace, James. And may your soul be at peace. May your soul be at rest. May you be in the graces of the angels. And man, all I can say is hopefully I can see you when I get there. But you was a good dude, man. He was a good dude. And they always say, man, the good die young. And he died way ahead of his time. Way ahead of his time, man. He was a good dude, man. So before I get too emotional, I'm going to end this video. But moral of the story, if you got someone you care about, you got someone you really love, you really respect, and you really cherish them, whether they're old and sick on their deathbed, or whether they're younger than you, whether they're your same age as you, hold them close, man. and just appreciate every moment that you have with him, because any moment could be the last. And again, I'll be forever haunted by, and haunted not in a bad way, but haunted in the fact that while I was being upset with him over something so small, he lost his life. Let me say this again. I was upset because he didn't accept the request on PlayStation. When I sent him something about it, his soul was no longer in his body. He was no longer on this earth. That's what I'm haunted by. And that's what I can never forgive myself. I didn't know, but that doesn't make it any better. That I was tripping over a friend request on PlayStation and he was dead. Anyways, I just wanted to share this. Hopefully, went a little bit longer than I wanted to, but hopefully it'll impact somebody. Alright, peace.